So I got to my first Luton Town game last night, which I was pleased about. It's actually my first live game this season since having a break from football. So I just went down with a mate to watch Luton in the Kenilworth Road, which I haven't been in for probably 15 years. And it was great when you walk up the stairs to see how vibrant and light the place was. With all the new LEDs and the lights, the new floodlights. Obviously, the lights in the stand. The new stand looks absolutely terrific. Atmosphere was, as usual, unreal. And just a quick observation. I mean, who cares what I think? But just what I see. I'm not there every week, so I don't know. I only know what I've seen on the bits on the telly and a few, obviously, a couple of live games. Just last night, I think the first half was a bit disappointing, really. Actually, both teams. It wasn't probably not surprising that it wasn't the prettiest game. It looked like for a lot of the game. Actually, it looked like a championship game. And I think Luton looked a bit vulnerable in a couple of areas. Rob Edwards, I don't know him, but poor guy. I think he's not moaning about it, but he's clearly he's carrying a few injuries and having to shuffle the pack a bit. But I think the right back Kabore was getting isolated quite a lot, and I think they was having a lot of joy down there. They seem to be getting a lot of knockdowns. When the ball comes in the box and we knock it down, centre backs, they're first to pick it up. So there was a lot of shots from the edge of the box. Whatever, I've not looked at the stats, but that's what it felt like. Certainly flying over my head in the Kenilworth Road. I can think of probably 4 that whistle past my head. So that's conceding a bit too many chances, I think, for my liking. And without the ball, they just seem to be able to get through us really easy through the middle. In fact, before the goal, I commented a few minutes before where it seemed to be straight passes could easily come straight through the middle of the pitch. It seems like a bit of a weakness there with. I think if you're sort of lumping it up, so to speak, I think we'll have a bit of a fight. But if it's down the sides, we saw that with the Neto goal with Wolves. We've got to deal with that problem where if we get someone quick down the sides of the centre backs and in possession as well, I felt like the full-backs, in particular the right back. To be fair to him, Kabore, the guys around me were saying, "Why are we resorting? Look like we're sort of pumping it." And I thought, I'm not sure we are. I'm not sure that's what Rob wants, because it seems to me like, they look up, you do that thing, your kind of first option would probably be into your centre midfield. One player comes short, the other centre midfielder goes long, but you couldn't really see the other centre midfielder. Not really brave enough for me to get on the ball. That's where you look at your top player that says, "Give it to me, just give it to me in there." And they already know the picture, so the first touch takes them out of trouble and they can switch the play and get out. That didn't seem to happen. So then they kind of look a bit longer, maybe into the strikers and wider players. So it looks like long ball, and then maybe third option, if that's shut out, they chop it back into the centre back, and everyone starts getting a bit panicky. But that's what it looked like to me anyway. I think centre midfield in and out of possession weren't great, and then the 7 Ogbemi, what an exciting player. I think he rolled in a couple of times and got on the ball and got picked up a foul that gets you up the pitch. So that's I'm really impressed with him. In the first half, kind of rolling in, and he was attempting to get on it. And Morris, as usual, what a workhorse! Loved that player. What a great guy in terms of attitude on the pitch. The work rate he gets through. And second half, I thought, of course, like you'd expect down there, Luton come out absolutely flying, and seemed to be creating loads of chances, loads of corners. Keeper made a really good save. One off the line, just peppering the goal. Maybe seemed like a lot of touches in and around the box. Maybe I think just get your shot off and look for a ricochet, or a bit more percentages there just by getting your shot off early. But the penalty, I was right behind it. I don't need to see. I have seen the replay, but I didn't need to see it. It looked to me stone wall, like he took his ankle away. And that old cliche of, well, he got the ball. Well, that's not in the rules. It says if trips or attempts to trips or kicks or attempt, just to me, he's kicked the player. And the fact that then the ball moves away as a subsequence of being kicked, that's a stonewall penalty. Very disappointing, and that doesn't go to. Well, I presume they've looked at it in VAR, but don't ask the referee to have a little think about that one. So yeah, standout players for me. The Morris, what a player! Absolutely terrific. He seems to me like he's gone into the Premier League and gone, this is where I want to trade. This is where I want to play. This is where I want my living to be. And I'm going to leave nothing out there. And now I've seen it live, I'm more convinced because I can look where the cameras aren't looking at times. He is absolutely the heart of a lion, runs and runs and runs. He really bullies the defenders, gives them a really tough game. And yeah, what a great find that is. And the new lad, Ogbemi, really impressed with him. Great, another one, great attitude, bravery in terms of getting on the ball, wanting to take people on. When he loses it, he hunts around to get it back. Loved that player, really, really impressed with him. And actually, I think I've heard from friends, not sure about the guy Chong, but give him some credit. I mean, I can only say what I see. I know the tempo was high and it was his sort of game because you're chasing it. Luton went with 2 up top when they brought Adebayo up and went with 2 up top, so a bit more mayhem cause. But he got on the ball. Between him and Ogbemi, they looked like Burnley were terrified down that side. They were doubling up on Ogbemi. That was freeing up Chong, getting on the ball and whizzing those balls in the box. So lots of positives. One slight thing I would say is that bit of it, that it's all lessons. I think Luton have got better and better and better and better at every game. And on and off the pitch, you learn. I learned that even at my levels of what I did. You're always learning. And I think by his own admission, when Luton scored, Rob, God love him, he looks to me like a really honest guy and just got caught up a little bit in that moment because of the energy in the stadium. And the lesson there, it was probably delivered by Burnley because I looked over at the bench when Burnley scored, when Luton didn't touch the ball again. Within seconds, Burnley have whizzed one into the top corner. Vincent Kompany was immediately out onto the pitch calling his players in, clearly restructuring, clearly calm down, this game isn't won, getting some instructions out to get the team reorganised. What is there, 10 minutes left overall, so they can hang on to that. So look, you win and learn together, and I just thought, and I'm sure he does because he's a smart guy. And I'm glad, it's great to hear the fans sticking with him. I hear some nonsense from people. They start to have a wobble. You've got to stick with this guy. You can see he's tweaked it a little bit. He's got so many injuries. He's learning. And the biggest thing with him is the humbleness of the guy. It comes across to me anyway. I don't know him personally. But a really good, humble guy. And I think tactically, he's working with what he's got, and that to me is the sign of a really, really good manager, and he'll come good and he'll keep Luton in the fight. If they do that, they'll be bang in the race come the end of the season.